Well, good morning, everyone. Ernie over here at the Fremont County Fair, and I tell you what, it is another gorgeous morning here in Riverton. We've got the beef show. There's quite a few categories of beef showmanship, and that's going on here this morning. It just started a few minutes ago, and of course, that's always the fun thing is to have the beef cattle. And all the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and the funny thing is when they have the peewee beef showmanship. It is, you got these little kids and these big cows, and it's always fun. Joining us this morning, and we're really happy to have Leah May DeLay here with us today. Thanks, Leah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. It
Well,
is a beautiful morning.
I tell you what, we've been talking about you for a long time with your house of quilting there in
Yes,
Shoshoni, and
great.
finally get to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
It was quite a delay, but now we've
Right.
gotten together. We were talking about little puns on her last name,
Yeah.
but well, what's going on today and or this week in Shoshone?
Well, in Shoshone, the Shoshone Chamber of Commerce has started the Shoshone Gem program up again, and this program is to reward the community members or person for their clean yard and a nice looking yard. It doesn't have to be green or luscious, but no junk, no trash. And we're looking for nominations, and they can either drop by my little house of quilting with a nomination and put it in the mailbox by the door, or they can contact the Shoshone Chamber through the website or their phone number, which is 307-876-2615.
And your shop is right on the main drag as you
Right there
come
on
into
2nd Street, yeah.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, most towns have a First Street or a Broadway or something, but the main drag in Shoshone. Hey, Ivan Laird, how are you? The main drag in Shoshone is Second Street.
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yep. My personal house is on 1st Street.
Uh-huh.
Also, the Shoshone Chamber of Commerce is working on putting together an email list for people in the Shoshone area. The thought behind this is just to let people know what's going on, so they'll receive a email with events or activities or
Okay.
anything that's going on. If they want to receive an email from the Shoshone Chamber of Commerce, they can contact the Shoshone Chamber. It's in the beginning works, but
Okay.
hopefully we'll have that up and going before too long.
Yeah, just to keep track of what's going on. You bet. Okay.
Yeah, and then August 10th at the Shoshone Recreation District building at 97 Maple, the Shoshone Chamber is going to be hosting a pine ice cream social.
Really?
Yes, yes. So anybody is welcome to that.
Now,
Sorry, that's on the August 23rd.
August 23rd.
Yeah, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and it's open to the members. Just
Okay.
thanking the members and also inviting the community to come. And then the next regular meeting is August 10th
Mm-hmm.
at 1 p.m. at the Shoshone Rec building.
And of course, that's on Maple Street, and it's the
Yes.
first right as you come into Shoshone
Yep.
from Riverton.
Yeah, and if you
Uh-huh.
go across the railroad track, you've gone
You've
too
gone too
far.
far. Okay.
Yeah.
What's next?
This one is one of our members, Carl Witar,
Uh-huh.
which she used
I
to
know
be on the
Carlta, yeah.
radio. Hmm.
She did the show here for a long
Yeah.
time.
She is having a alley estate sale,
Okay.
which is tomorrow,
Yeah.
the
Saturday.
3rd, from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. The location is 314 North, 6th Street East, here in Riverton. And she says, look for the John Deere mailbox diagonally across from the street from St. Margaret's.
Okay.
She has a toolbox with tools. There's other tools there also. Household goods, outstanding glassware, and sets of pots and pans, wooden picture frames, large and small frame pictures, and lots of airplane models.
Okay, and that's tomorrow from 7 to 2 at 314 North 6th East here in Riverton, right across from St. Margaret's Church.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then some things that are going on in Shoshone is the First Baptist Church. They have Sunday school that begins at 9:45, and then church services begin at 11. And Gail Moravik is preaching right now.
Okay.
He used to be a wrestling coach, volleyball coach in Shoshone, and the science teacher.
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember him. Yeah.
So now he is preaching a little bit
Yes.
there at that church, and he's preaching out of the first book of John.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, we're studying John this cycle, aren't we?
Yep.
Yep. The next
Must be something
5
in the
weeks,
air.
I think, are
Yeah.
John. Yeah.
Okay, so he's been doing a good job there. And that's located at 10 Sandy Drive in Shoshone. One of the things that the church has been doing is they've been helping with Wanda and the rec board with the cowboy poetry. They provide a meal for that group, and it was a good turnout this year.
Well, that's great because it was you had a good lineup of cowboy poets.
Yes,
too. Yeah.
yes. And it's always good to hear Echo Roy.
Yes.
So, and then another Shoshone member is Tom's Auto, and they're located at 407 2nd Street. And he is open Monday through Friday from 8 until 5. If you need towed, it is free if you're going to him. You can call him at 307 240 0997. The other business is Lucky 5. If you need a cold drink, stop in.
Yep. And they're just down the street, 205 East 2nd.
Yep. And also their building is up, their business is for sale, I noticed.
Uh-huh.
So, and then you got the Shoshone Senior Center. It's always busy. They always have some kind of activity going on.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
And their meals are really good. I see a lot of people from other places in the county coming over.
Especially on Sunday.
Yes.
Because that's the only place that you can get a senior meal on Sunday.
Yes, and
is
you
in
need
Shoshone.
to contact them at least I think 24 hours ahead of time to reserve a spot if you're from out of the district. And their hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday is 10 to 1. Saturday they're closed. You can keep up with them on their website or Facebook page. On August 5th at 7 p.m., they are having hot notes, cool nights with Buffalo Bill Boycott and Dr. Joe.
Yeah, they're from Lander. They're really a fun duo. And, they do a lot of performing here in Fremont County and around, especially to a lot of schools. And this is the Hot Notes Cool Nights with the CWC Community Band. And then Buffalo Bill and Dr. Joe will be the second act after a little intermission.
Okay.
So that's always, and this they're doing one a year in Shoshone, and this is it. So coming up Monday.
You better come.
Better come, yeah. It'll be, bring your lawn chair with you.
Okay.
You betcha.
Sounds good. The Shoshone Senior Center is also now hosting the Visitor Center. So anybody that's passing through has any questions, they can stop in and pick up literature for the county.
Oh, that's great because you're right on the main drag there.
Yep.
So that's a good deal.
Yep. And then if you're looking to spend some time out at Boyson, you can go to Boyson Marina. And they serve food from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Wednesday and Thursday, and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday. They have their dinners Friday and Saturday night with the various specials.
They've got longer hours too on the weekend, don't
Yeah,
they?
they
Friday
do.
and Saturday.
Yeah, I see that. They're open from 9 until 8 p.m. on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, that's good. So you can go there and get your lunch and go fishing and come back and have your dinner.
That's right.
You bet.
Go out and get some live bait for fishing if you need any of that, or have a cool drink at their bar.
That's right. Now the next one, you're quite familiar with this one.
Yes, I am.
It's your business.
Yeah. This is my business. And it's called Leah May's Little House of Quilting.
Now, I know that we've talked about this before, but someone out there who has like a nice quilt, but it might be ripped or torn, you can repair that, can't you?
I can't. Possibly I can.
Yeah.
I did have one gal bring me one time, and I sure would have loved to repaired it for her, but the fabric was just shredded.
It was
It
it was
just
too old.
shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they need a new binding or something, I could do that.
Now, because you have one of those long arm quilters, don't you?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have a 14-foot long arm
Uh-huh.
table, so I can do a little bit bigger than a king size quilt.
Uh-huh. And that's where you do the quilting.
I
is
do
on
the quilting.
That's right.
People bring me their tops, and I do have batting if they do not have batting, and they bring me a back, and I quilt it up for them. And sometimes they don't have an idea. If person doesn't have an idea what they want, I can help them with picking out a design, or I'll pick one out myself.
Sure.
And they're happy. They've been happy with it.
Yeah, that's great. Right.
I was
Yeah.
really tickled that I had some of my customers all together. There's 15 displayed over here at the building with their
Yeah,
quilts.
at the Fremont Center. You know, I
Yes.
walked into the Fremont Center, and the first thing you see are the quilts.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
they just pop right out
They
at you.
do.
It is, and this year they have quilts all the way down the entire length of the building and all the way across, and then they have some hanging on stand-up displays from the floor as well.
Yes.
Lots of they're so talented. We got a lot of
Yes.
talented people here, don't we?
There really is a lot of talent in this town.
Yeah.
In this whole Fremont County,
Yeah, in the whole
actually.
county. Yeah.
Yes, which is wonderful. So if you're needing a long arm quilter, just contact me. You can follow me on Facebook too. I have a Facebook page, and you can see my examples there. And then sometimes I'll host a sew day at the Shoshoni Rec
Right.
District, and then also I'm leading a group of women the third Saturday of every month over here in Shoshoni, over here in Riverton. Sorry, at Heritage Quilt Shop
Okay.
on using up your stash
Yeah.
from your fabrics.
Because there's, you don't use it all. No, you
No,
don't. You have a lot
don't.
of leftovers.
You do, and I love a lot of these fabrics that maybe 4 different fabrics that are used, but my favorites are the scrappies.
Yeah, those are, and you can see good examples of that in the quilt show
Yes, you
here.
can.
Yeah.
Remind you of your grandma's or great grandma's
Exactly.
quilts.
Yeah.
Definitely. So,
Okay.
and then you got the Shoshone Recreation District, number 24, located at 97 South Maple Street. You can keep up with them on Facebook. They do have, or their website. They also send out a newsletter every now and then with their activities.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yep. They plan a nature trek for August 9th, which is a Friday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this trek will be up Sinks Canyon to the falls.
Yeah, over at Lander.
Yeah. And this is a family event. Children under 12 should have an adult accompany them.
Yeah. And if you've never taken that walk, it's not that strenuous. You know,
No.
you go uphill a little ways, but it's a beautiful, beautiful trail.
It is.
And then you get to see the big pool at the bottom of the falls, and
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Maybe if you have your swimming suit underneath your shorts, you can just jump in and cool off too.
Exactly,
Depending on
yeah.
how warm it is. And this cost is $10. And the Shoshone Rec Department will have transportation. They can haul 26 in their vehicles, but anyone can drive themselves. You can contact them for locations of being picked up or dropped off.
Okay.
And you can call them at 307-876-2263.
And we've got about 6 minutes left, so
Okay.
let's go
All
back
right.
through these.
Boyson State Park. Please check with Boyson State Park Facebook to see if any activities are being added. July 1st, they put out that harmful cyanobacteria bloom that is now in the water, so check the water and be safe.
Yeah, and you can tell that's be a little scum on the water. It might look a little green. There might be a sheen like what you would see oil, and you want to keep yourself, your kids, and your pets out of that kind of water because it is toxic.
Yep. And it is a great outdoor space.
Oh yeah.
I love going out to Boyson State Park. You can also find surfboards.
If you find a soup,
If you find a
right.
surfboard on Boyson State Park,
Someone lost their
please.
surfboard.
Oh boy,
Must have been one of those windy days.
must have been.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for a
Yeah.
surfboard, and if you find it, check it in at the state park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be a great place to do paddle boards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then you got the Desert Inn and RV LLC, which is owned by Love Motels, I believe. They took over the old Desert Inn and they've been remodeling and doing a really good job. They have rooms available or RV parking spots
Yeah, exactly.
behind the building, and they're located at 505 West 2nd Street in Shoshone. Central Wyoming Properties LLC is owned by Brian Cooper, and he is willing to help people buy or sell their homes. And he's located at 102 East 3rd Street in Shoshone, which is on the corner of, I believe, Idaho and 3rd.
Okay.
Towards going, when you turn off there at the intersection, go north.
Exactly, right.
And then some of the Riverton locations is Bailey Enterprises. They have the Pit Stop Travel Center just right across the way here from the fairgrounds.
Yes,
At 815 South Boulevard here in Riverton. Their Speedway Cafe hours are Mondays through Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday and Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday from 8 until 3. They have remodeled the cafe, so stop in and see the new management.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they've expanded. They have a whole lot more tables now.
Oh, that's good, because
Yeah.
sometimes it did get pretty crowded in there.
Yeah, exactly. We got about 3 minutes. So.
Okay. If you want to be a little faster than a full meal, stop at the Travel Center where you can pick up your snacks, beverages, tobacco, or more. If you are needing fuel for your vehicle, they offer a variety of products. Sinclair, Chevron, and Shell. Red Horse Energy Distribution Lubricants, clear or dyed fuel, hydraulic oil, and much more. If you are a loyal Pit Stop customer, ask for their Pit Pass rewards.
And of course, when you're driving down South Federal Boulevard, you can see the great big huge tire that's there. And that's where Bailey's Tire and Oil is. And they've got full service auto repair there, too.
We'll go ahead and jump to the Trailhead Family Restaurant. They're located at 831 North Federal Boulevard with the fair going on right now. Always needing a good meal.
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
have hometown cooking. There they serve breakfast all day. They're open Tuesday through Sunday from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Keep up with them on Facebook. Today's special is blackberry chicken salad, and Sunday special is ham steak.
Oh, that sounds good. I haven't had breakfast yet, so that
that's
sounded
good.
really good. Yeah.
Well, I was kind of looking at this. They're having a mason jar dessert.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Be interesting to see what that one's like. And then after the fair over, why don't you just drop on over to Thermopolis, who is also Star Plunge is a member of the Shoshone Chamber, and they're located at 115 Big Springs Drive in Thermopolis. They're in the state park. They're open year-round from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Their attractions include pools, water slides, the Vapor Cave, and a fitness area. You can get an all-day admission, or you can get season tickets. If you have forgotten an item, you may check with them. They have rentals.
Well, that's just great. I tell you, we talk with the Shoshone Chamber a couple of times a month just to let folks know what's happening over in Shoshone. And Leo may delay. It's really great to see you.
It's good to see you.
We've chatted before, and but now here you are on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wanda has a lot of events or entries she's had in the open class culinary, so that was kind of fun.
Yes.
I was going to give her a hard time about that. She won a bunch of ribbons, so.
Yeah.
Good
She
for
does
her.
a good job. She really does. Very proud of her.
We talk with the Shoshone every first and third Fridays of the month. And we'll be right back with our next guest on Let's Talk Fremont right after we take this commercial timeout. Okay, back again, Ernie, over with you at the Fremont County Fair on Let's Talk, and we're happy to have with us today Sharon Edmondson. And Sharon, you're with Wind River Livestock Supply. Tell us a little bit about that.
Wind River Ranch Supply,
Wind River Ranch
and
Supply, yeah.
we have been in business since 2012. However, the first year that we established Wind River, all we sold was Purina feed. In 2013, we had actually had two separate locations for storage, and Wyoming Livestock Supply, which is a wholesale distribution company that we are involved with also, sold us all of the inventory that was at the current Wind River Ranch Supply location.
Okay.
And it became a full-fledged animal health, ag, farm and ranch retail outlet.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you've got, if you can think about it, of a need for ag, you've got it.
Well, they say everything but the cows, and
Everything.
I'm going to admit we don't have everything. There are things that people call for that we do not have, but we have formed the business to be primarily animal health and ag.
Mm-hmm.
We do carry a little bit of lawn and garden things, shovels, irrigation shovels, rakes, snow shovels, those kind of things, and some herbicides and pesticide stuff, but we're not big in that.
Uh-huh.
And unlike a lot of the box stores, we do not carry clothing and boots.
Right. Uh-huh.
We are ag-oriented,
Right.
and we are the largest animal health supply ag business in the state of Wyoming.
You know, that's amazing, and it's right here in Riverton. You've got such a wonderful inventory out there. You've got the two locations, the wholesale spot and then the retail spot. And I know that, Sharon, your family's a big supporter of the Fremont County Fair.
I think we have done pretty well with that, yes.
Uh-huh, yeah. Well, it's always nice. I always see you guys out here all the time supporting the kids, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Not really looking forward to tomorrow with the temperatures, but we'll be here.
Yeah, tomorrow, of course, is the junior livestock sale. The check-in for buyers is at 10 o'clock, and then the sale, the auction begins at 11. But that gives everyone in the community a chance to help support these kids with their projects and get them going for the next year as well with the money they make.
Yes, it does. I think a lot of us would wish they would back it up an hour.
Uh-huh.
Just because the temperatures this time of year get so hot.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be a bad idea, and I guess we're going to plant the idea right now. So
Yes,
if
we
you're,
are.
you're listening out there, let's move it back to check-in at 9 and the auction at 10. But right
Yes.
now it's at 10 and 11. So, all right, there you go. Now, you're the largest supplier in the state of Wyoming. How did that come about?
Well, Wind River originated actually as a split of Wyoming Livestock Supply.
Uh-huh.
When we started Wyoming Livestock Supply in 2002 in a 1,200 square foot garage.
Okay.
In 2004, we purchased the property where Wind River Ranch Supply sits.
Uh-huh.
Had the initial part of the building built. It was 75 by 50. And over the years, we've added two sections to it. We added an office section and then an additional store section at the end.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But as I said, Purina was looking for a dealer, and wholesale companies cannot sell feed.
Right.
It is strictly dealer direct is what they call it.
Uh-huh.
So we formed Wind River Ranch Supply to become a Purina dealer because there was not one in Riverton
I see.
at
Uh-huh.
that time. And with everything, all the other inventory and whatnot, it made sense to make Wyoming strictly wholesale. They sell only to veterinarians, feed stores, farm and ranch stores, hardware stores, those kind of things. Someone who is actually another reseller. So Wind River was established as a retail outlet.
Okay.
And as I said earlier, that started complete in January of 2013.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. And, so now you still are having the Purina products.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And I notice, because I drive by there a lot, and I see, and in the springtime, you have the chicks.
Yes.
You got the live chicks. And then, of course, you have when the calves start dropping out, you've got the supplies and things for newborns.
Oh, yes. And that's what sets us apart from all the box stores and in the state and in our area is we have the vaccines and the meds, Luckily, through Wyoming Livestock Supply, producers can get a prescription from the veterinarians and buy the antibiotics, which this past year went all prescription, which is really sad because it's making it tough on a lot of people.
Sure.
Not only the retail stores, because you have to have a license in order to sell them, and it's it's a process to get. It costs you money, and it's record keeping extra. And so when you used to be able to walk into any farm and ranch store and buy a bottle of penicillin, you can't anymore. You have to have a prescription for that. Things like oxytetracycline, which used to be over the counter, all of those everyday over the counter medications are now prescription.
I see.
So that makes a big difference.
But you can help people with that.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you can help them through that process of where to go to get the prescription and which vet can authorize that. Yeah.
Yeah, and any local veterinarian that you have any working relationship with can write your prescription for you.
Okay.
It's just made it a lot more complicated process.
Yeah, I understand.
But
that's where you're there. You can help folks with that. That makes it a little easier. Now, I do know that you have a lot of fencing and gate products, things like that.
Yes. We carry high-qual panel gate and equipment line, which is one of the top of the lines in the country, actually. I'm not going to say it's the very top, but it's a very good, high-quality, high-tensile powder-coated steel.
Okay.
High-tensile steel makes a big difference in the quality of your panels and gates.
Yeah, exactly.
And so does the powder coating. We do carry some lower lines for, you have a backyard person with a horse or two that was just wants something to keep them in. As long as they're not running up against it, you're fine. But when you got cows, you better buy the heavy-duty stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it sounds like the fire department's arrived here at the fairgrounds. I hear the sirens and the horns as they're getting ready to set up for their event. So, and of course, you also have like the stock tanks and things like that.
When it comes to equipment, we have a full line. We have automatic waterers of several different brands, gates and panels and equipment. We have several different brands along with High-Qual. We have the Winkle line. We have some Balin. Davis gate product, which are your Davis and your Balin, and those are the lighter weight stuff. We have a full line of stock tanks, both galvanized and poly, of different brands and different weights.
Yeah, I noticed you've got the great big, huge round ones, and then the little ones as well.
Everything from a 15-gallon tank to I want to say 11. Well, I think it's about 1,100 gallon. I know, because we've got some round ones that are 11 foot diameter and 2 foot deep.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's a variety of poly. There's round ones. There's round end ones. So the inventory is substantial, a good variety. Our biggest thing on inventory, though, is the vaccines for the cattle and horses. Because we have we stock enough that, especially during in season, you're getting ready for preg check and weaning, and in the spring for calving and branding. And there's some really big ranches in this area.
Yeah, there are.
We're not all, a few hundred, which is great to have their business. But that guy that has 1,000 cows can walk into the store and buy 1,000 doses of vaccine. And you can't do that anywhere else in the state.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, that's what sets your business apart and makes
It's one of the things that does.
Yeah. Well, and it's also appropriate for you here to be at the fair because we're talking with all these future farmers and ranchers here.
That's
right. And, and these kids do such a bang-up job. I tell you, it's great to walk around and see that. They've got the beef show going on right now. They've got like 5 categories there.
Right.
We had the dairy show here a couple of days ago, and we finally have more dairy cows in the fair now. We used to not have any, and they had 8 this year.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, that is good. So you've got all the needs that the farmer or rancher could ever want for their livestock, I guess.
Yeah, the majority of them.
The majority,
yes.
yeah. I wouldn't say all,
no.
but there's always an exception.
Yeah, there's always an exception. Somebody wants a particular brand of product. Horse supplements are one of them that are just drive everybody crazy because there are so many out there that there's no way you can stock every one of them.
Oh, right.
But we have some very good high-quality brand horse supplements.
Well, that's important because you want your livestock, and whether it's for pleasure or for work, you've got to keep them in good shape.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, in addition to Purina feed, we also carry hybrid feed. We have
Uh-huh.
a real good line of their show products also.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And I think what sets us apart also is our staff.
Okay.
We have a couple of staff members that have been with us over 10 years. They've got some really good product knowledge. We have vendors that come in and do product training with them throughout the year at different times. So you come in and say, I'm vaccinating my calves and I really don't know what to do or what I used last year. We can look at, if you purchased it from us last year, we can look up and tell you what you used.
Uh-huh.
If there's new products, we can explain what the new products are. And if you're just not sure because you just bought a few and it's your first time around, they know the right questions to ask to help you guide you to the right products to purchase.
Well, see, that's a key, and that's what sets you apart too. You've got the knowledgeable staff; they've been there, they've gotten all the updates from all the manufacturers. They know. So if you have a question, you can come in and they can help you with the answer. Or if you're doing something that you shouldn't do, they
Right.
can also tell you that.
We actually had a customer come into the store one time talking about ivermectin products, which are made both injectable and pour on and in a paste. And they were looking to worm their cattle and trying to explain to someone what they were needing somewhere else. And that place almost sold them the pour on to use orally.
Oh boy,
And they'd had dead cows immediately.
they had dead cows. Yeah, exactly.
So,
You don't do that. Yeah.
You don't do that. If it says pour it on, please.
Yes. Yeah. Don't open their mouth and put it down the gullet. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, see, that's the kind of help that I think people in the business appreciate, especially folks who might have, gotten out of the business and they want to get back in, or you've got some hobby farmers coming in. We have a lot of people moving into the county.
Yes, we do. We've had a lot of new customers this year.
Yeah. So it's really important to kind of know what to do.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And, record keeping is tough. And that's what I like about our system. I mean, it's not the greatest inventory management point of sale software. But if you've been buying product from us regularly for several years, we can bring up a report and tell you exactly what you bought every year for the last 10 years.
Uh-huh. Well, that's great, because sometimes, when you get to be like me, you forget things.
Right. Or me.
Yeah. Or you discarded the packaging and you go, like,
Right.
what was that I bought last year,
Yeah. And that packaging is kind of a funny topic right now because over the last few years, a lot of manufacturers have upgraded and changed their packaging. And we'll have customers walk in and say, I want this. And we go to the cooler and get it for them, and the box is a different color.
Right. Uh-huh.
Or there's a new little label. Vista products are one of the big ones the last few years
Uh-huh.
because they did some new upgrades, and now they call it Bovilla
Uh-huh.
Vista or Bovilla's Vision. And they changed the color of the boxes, they changed the labels, and that's been an interesting changeover for people. No, the last thing I bought was in a purple box. I
That's right.
understand, but it's not in a purple box anymore, and this really is the right stuff.
Yeah, they changed the color on us.
Well,
Yeah.
they do that, and things that used to come in buckets now come in bags, and
Right.
keeping up with that's tough.
Yeah, it really is. And so that's where your knowledgeable staff again can really help.
Yes.
If the guy comes in with a purple box, I'm looking for the purple. Where is it? You
Yes.
guys, I thought you guys had it here. And say, well, it's now in an orange box or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, same thing. They just changed up.
Right.
Yeah, marketing does that. They just
Oh.
want to keep the product looking fresh.
Well, and mergers and acquisitions is another
Right.
big thing in the industry right now,
Uh-huh.
and has been for the last several years, where one company's merging with another's buying the other out, and so you go through label changes for those things. There used to be a company called Primatech. Well, it was Primatech product line, and they were bought out by Neogen. And as time progressed, they went from being labeled Prima to Neogen or Ideal, and Just try to keep your stock rotated, so you get rid of the older labels first and
Right, exactly.
put the new labels on the shelf later. And
Yeah, and you can see that, sometimes a lot of the frequent changes occur in the grocery business, where they were always repackaging and doing things like that to keep it fresh and
Right.
keep the shelf appeal going. It's the same thing in your business.
yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. Now, again, tell us where you're located.
We are at 10797 State Highway 789, just north of Riverton. It's about, a mile and a half, 2 miles.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are familiar with Stoats Equipment. Well, we're in the big, long steel building just before Stoats.
Yeah, just before you get to Stoats,
Yes.
it's on the west side of the highway.
Yes, it
Yep.
is.
Yep.
And there's 2 entrances. You can turn in the road between our business and Stoats, or prior to that, there is a driveway. There's a little white modular sitting on the corner, and you can turn in the road right there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where I think most people think your entrance is. But there is that second entrance. So,
And actually, most people are using the second entrance more.
well, it's handier too,
Yes,
especially if you got a big truck.
it is.
Yeah, or you're pulling a trailer. It's a lot easier to get in there. Yeah, well, that's great.
And it's big enough where people can literally circle around the whole building and
Sure,
not have to worry about backing up. If you pull in a trailer, you
exactly.
can pull straight in and park, and then just make the circle to go out.
And then that it's kind of like your ideal driveway.
It would be if it was all paved, but it's not.
Well, that comes later. Yes, yeah. We're talking about Wind River Ranch Supply here today with Sharon Adamson, and Sharon, it's been a pleasure to have you on. It's we haven't had this opportunity very much, and I really thank you for coming on today.
I appreciate it. I'd just like to stress that, our goal is not just to run you through the business and take your money.
Right.
We are there to help, and we have just majority of what you need for things from pets to cattle and horses. And we are bringing in fact, a new line for pets and horses and cattle. We're got a great new line of pet bowls, and gradually bringing in a new line of collars and leashes and halters. They're coming in as we move out the old line.
Yeah. Well, people are welcome to go there and look around too, aren't they?
Oh yes, always.
Yeah, because that's how you find out what's new and what's different, and what something you might see that you didn't know you needed, and now you
Right.
can't live without.
And there's some new products on the line, for lice control and fly control and things like that have come out over the last couple of years. And my couple of the girls are pretty well versed in those and how they work and when to use them and when not to use them and things like that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Well, I tell you what, it's a pleasure to have you on the air, and the other thing that I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people don't realize the kind of work that goes into these kids in raising their animals and stuff like that. And a business like yours really, really can help them if they're just getting started, say in 4-H, or they're more experienced in FFA. You've got the advice and the personnel and the products that can help them keep their animals going.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And, of course, you're a big supporter of the Fremont County Fair, and we're glad you're here. And we want to say thank you for all the support that you have given the fair.
You're welcome. We enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it's a great place. This is my favorite week of the year. I get to sit down here at the fair and go talk to folks and see the kids and see their animals. Anything else that you'd like to add, Sharon, before we end the program today?
Just want to thank all of our customers. We really appreciate you. We would not be where we are today if not for you. And hope you all just stop by and say hi. No, you don't have to spend money. Come in and look around. See what we've got. One of these days you'll need something we have.
That's right. And that's the beauty of having a business like yours.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Sharon Adamson from the Wind River Ranch Supply, and also you have the Wind River Livestock Supply as well.
Wyoming Livestock Supply.
Wyoming Livestock Supply, yeah. Well, we got the Wind River Ranch Supply and the Wyoming Livestock Supply. I've got it now.
Yeah, and I do need to make sure that everybody understands. Producers cannot buy from Wyoming Livestock Supply.
Right. That's a wholesale.
It is a wholesale distribution company only. Running. We run delivery trucks in 7 states through it. So a lot of people will stop in and drive through the yard up there, which because they'll see it from the highway.
Right.
And especially people coming into town new. And, of course, they'll stop in and say, well, how much is this or that? They can't tell you because they don't know.
Right.
But they will direct you to Wind River Ranch Supply, which has all the products available there.
And you can buy it there.
And
Yeah.
that's where you buy it.
Okay.
And, it's just anything you see in that yard, we're going to have down at Wind River Ranch Supply, and
That's good.
somebody can walk in and buy 20 gates or 20 panels a lot of times there.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a person, really.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is to have that.
I was going to say, if you had a
20
stud
panels.
horse or a big cow or something and they tried to jump over and they ruined one of your panels, you can get a replacement right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And also the wood posts and T-posts and wire for fencing. And a huge line of electrical fencing supplies.
Uh-huh. You know, that is becoming much more popular now.
It is.
Because you only need one wire. and I tell you what, once an animal touches that, they don't go back. They remember.
If it's charged the right energizer on it and charged up, yeah, that is true.
That is true. So I see them all the time, especially along borrow ditches, where someone will fence off a borrow ditch in front of their place and turn a horse or something loose right there, and they stay right there.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, that's what the whole purpose is.
I've known a few people that have touched one of them fences. It's not nice. I can't say that I have, but I've heard the stories.
Yeah, you've heard the stories. Sharon Adamson from Wind River Ranch Supply and Wyoming Livestock Supply, thanks for coming in today. And enjoy the fair.
I will. I'm going to I don't normally get down for the show, but I am going to take some time this morning to at least go over and say hi to people and watch a little bit of it.
You bet. Well, that's great. And, of course, the Fremont Center has got all the open class exhibits. I tell you what, that Grand Champion quilt this year is really great. It's really something, along with all of the quilts.
Right.
So, all right. Well, that's it for today for Let's Talk. We'll be back again Monday. But we'll be back at the studio on Monday. I have to give up my seat here at the county fairgrounds and then move back to the studio on Monday, but we appreciate it. We're going to send it back to Kirk Baxter now, 9 o'clock, CBS National International News, WyoToday.com's local news. Right after that, then we have Austin Beckdoss with Fremont County Sports, and then Kirk returns with Deals on the Dial. That's it for this weekend. Have a great time. Come and support the kids at the Youth Livestock Sale tomorrow morning, and we'll talk to you again on Monday. Take it away, Kirk.
How did that sound? It sounded like